Tonight, breaking news as we come on the air, a driver ramming into the FBI office in Atlanta. And severe storms sweeping east. Tornado watches up right now, multiple states. And in the east, bracing for heavy rain and snow. First tonight, the images coming in, a driver crashing through the entrance gate of the FBI field office in Atlanta. The driver in custody at this hour, and what we know, Steve Osunsami at the scene. Severe storms, tornado watches up as we come on tonight in several states from Texas north, then heavy rain and snow up and down the East Coast, Washington, D.C. to New York City to Boston, and where there could be several inches of snow. Rob Marciano timing it out. Tonight, breaking news involving abortion rights in this country, soon front and center in the presidential election in Florida. The state's highest court there allowing Florida's 6-week abortion ban to now take effect. But tonight, the court saying voters there will have the final say. So will abortion rights be on the ballot in Florida this November, and how could it affect the Biden-Trump rematch? Rachel Scott reporting. Removing the bridge tonight, the first major step. You will see how crews are carving up that Baltimore bridge piece by piece, and what they have now done tonight to create a temporary channel. Tonight, the search in Dallas for a Super Bowl star. Kansas City Chiefs player Rashee Rice reportedly wanted by police for questioning. Police say dash cam video appears to show his Corvette speeding with a Lamborghini, hitting several other vehicles. TMZ obtaining images appearing to show Rice and several others walking away from the scene. Overseas tonight, Israel now accused of launching a deadly strike on the Iranian consulate in Syria. Iran claiming 2 generals and multiple soldiers killed, saying they will respond. Tonight, Donald Trump's media company losing $2 billion in value after it was revealed how much the company lost last year, and the warning now about its future. Tonight, the urgent search for 2 missing mothers vanishing on the way to pick up one of the mother's children. Their car found on the side of the road. Tonight, the 35-year-old former NFL star found dead in his home in Florida, what we're now learning. Also tonight here, remembering a famous actress from Peyton Place to All My Children.
From ABC News World Headquarters in New York, this is World News Tonight with David Muir.
Good evening, and it's great to be back with all of you at home. We do begin tonight with several breaking headlines. The storms sweeping east, tornado watches up right now, heavy rain, several inches of snow in some places. But we start with the alarming scene in Atlanta today, a driver smashing into the gate at Atlanta's FBI field office. The incident, of course, raising alarm amid heightened vigilance for possible threats nationwide against the FBI and law enforcement. Authorities say the vehicle approached and refused to stop, security unleashing that physical barrier to block the vehicle. Agents and bomb technicians searching the vehicle, the driver arrested, taken to the hospital. ABC's Steve Osunsami leading us off tonight from the scene outside Atlanta.
The driver of this orange SUV is in a world of trouble tonight after trying to follow a vehicle into the gates of Atlanta's FBI main office north of the city. It was just after noon, and authorities say the driver with South Carolina plates would not stop, and security had to use a pop-up physical barrier to block the SUV, smashing the vehicle. Guards say the driver got out of the car and was quickly arrested without incident. He was transported to a hospital downtown.
Several of our special agents who were passing by apprehended him. This time we were looking at both state and federal charges.
Authorities at this point don't think that this was terrorism, but the investigation is early and they're still digging. The FBI has been particularly concerned about possible threats to the agency in the last few years.
So it sort of opens the door as to what is this really? Is this an attempt to harm the FBI or someone at the FBI? Is this a person who has mental health challenges, perhaps has substance abuse issues, got disoriented? We'll have to see how this sorts out.
They say that the agents with their robot, who are seen here looking through the vehicle and a trunk that was inside the SUV, did so as a precaution and found no weapons and no explosives. They say no one was hurt.
Authorities here are confirming tonight that the arresting officer sent the driver to Grady Memorial Hospital downtown for, quote, an evaluation. David?
All of this amid heightened concern. Steve Osunsami leading us off tonight. Steve, thank you. We turn out of that major spring storm on the move at this hour. Tornado watches up as we're on tonight across multiple states, and then the Northeast bracing for heavy rain and late season snow. Tonight, 40 million Americans on alert at this hour from Texas to West Virginia, the tornado threat, and then the heavy rain for the Mid-Atlantic and the Northeast, Washington, D.C., Philadelphia, New York City, all starting tomorrow. potentially several inches of snow further inland. Senior meteorologist Rob Marciano tracking it all for us right here with us on a Monday night. Hey, Rob.
Hi, David. A dangerous 48 hours to come tonight. We already have those tornado watches that are posted and flood watches. Already baseball-sized hail tonight in Texas. And there you see the threat going to increase as the low-level jet gets cranking. This system begins to intensify. Oklahoma City to Kansas City to St. Louis in through central Illinois tonight. Then tomorrow, a northern jet dips down and amplifies everything. It's going to push the rain to the east. It's going to stretch out the severe weather to the south. And it's going to increase the tornado possibilities right over Ohio. Strong, long-track tornadoes possible then. On Wednesday, it all becomes a massive cold core system with more rain in the east and snow wrapping around through Chicago and in through upstate New York and northern New England. Could see 1 to 2 feet of snow come Friday morning. But all eyes on the Midwest tonight for hoping for a safe 12 to 24 hours to come. David?
Tracking it right into the evening hours for us, Rob. Thank you. We are also following breaking news out of Florida involving abortion rights. That state's highest court in a major ruling late today, allowing Florida's new 6-week abortion ban to go into effect. It'll be one of the strictest abortion laws in the nation. But the court also signaling that voters will get the final say on this in November. They'll vote on this issue of abortion rights. At the same time, they're voting in the presidential election. So let's get right to Rachel Scott tonight. Rachel, Florida voters will decide on abortion rights there, and this, of course, could have implications in the presidential race.
It certainly could, David, and these were two separate decisions. The Florida State Supreme Court has now cleared the way for one of the strictest abortion bans in the country to go into effect, banning abortion at just 6 weeks into a woman's pregnancy. That is before most women even know that they are pregnant. And then in a separate decision, that same court allowing this issue to be put on the ballot in November, allowing voters to decide whether they want to protect access to abortion up until viability, which is considered to be around 24 weeks into a woman's pregnancy. Either way, this will have major political implications. We know that abortion rights has won in all 6 states where it has appeared on the ballot, and even including in conservative states like Kansas, Ohio, and Kentucky. And that raises real questions about whether Florida could now be in play for President Biden, David.
Both campaigns certainly looking at this tonight. Rachel Scott. Rachel, thank you. Tonight, meanwhile, Donald Trump's media company, which just went public last week, has now lost $2 billion in value. The stock price plunging after it was revealed how much the company lost last year. The stock down 21% in a single day today, and now the warning about its future. Here's Aaron Katersky.
Tonight, stock in Donald Trump's media company tanking after Trump's social media platform Truth Social reported losing $58 million last year. The company was valued at nearly $10 billion after it went public last week as Trump supporters rushed to scoop up shares.
The stock has gone through the roof. And really, this is, I think, in the true sense, this is really it's a great sign of where the people in this country stand.
Trump's own majority stake then worth close to $6 billion.
Truth Social is doing very well. It's hot as a pistol and doing great.
But today, that rude awakening, the revelation of last year's losses sent the stock plunging more than 20% and the value of Trump's own stake losing more than $1 billion.
And tonight, there's a real question whether Truth Social can even survive, David. And auditors quoted in a regulatory filing saying that $58 million net operating loss last year raises substantial doubt that Trump Media can be a viable company going forward. David?
Aaron Katersky reporting. Aaron, thank you. Next tonight to the search in Dallas for a Super Bowl star, Kansas City Chiefs player Rashee Rice, reportedly wanted by police for questioning after a chain reaction crash caught on police camera. A Corvette and Lamborghini speeding on a Dallas highway, the Lamborghini losing control, hitting several other vehicles, one with a mother and a 4-year-old inside. Sources say the Corvette was registered to Rice, the drivers and passengers in both vehicles, then leaving the scene. ABC's Maria Villarreal from Dallas tonight.
Tonight, dash camera video capturing this high-speed crash on a Dallas highway.
We have 2 subjects that fled from the scene.
Now, Kansas City Chiefs wide receiver Rashee Rice is being sought in connection with the accident, according to Dallas ABC station WFAA sources. The 23-year-old recently won the Super Bowl and was a second-round draft pick last year. 2 drivers, one in a Corvette and one in a Lamborghini, seen speeding, hitting the center median and losing control Saturday evening. A cascade of hits involving 6 vehicles, 4 people treated for minor injuries, including Kayla Quinn and her 4-year-old son.
The impact was pretty hard. I got hit on my driver's side. My son, he's very scared. He's shaking uncontrollably.
Authorities say the occupants of the Corvette and Lamborghini all ran from the scene without stopping to determine if anyone needed medical help. TMZ Sports sharing this photo as they walk down the busy highway shoulder. Sources telling ABC News the Corvette is registered under Rice's name and some of his NFL gear was allegedly found inside. According to Texas law, leaving the scene of an accident involving injury could be a crime.
They all walked off together, which means there was a relationship between the two cars. So that may also add to the element or seriousness of the charges.
David, late today, an attorney for Rashee Rice actually said that he is working with local authorities to try and address the situation responsibly. And we also know that the Chiefs president commented on a local radio station saying they are gathering information and facts and they will respond accordingly. David?
All right, Maria, our thanks to you tonight. There is also an urgent search this evening for two mothers who are missing, one of them a pastor's wife. They vanished on the way to pick up one of the mother's children. The car they were in has been found in Oklahoma. Here's ABC's Victor Oquendo.
Tonight, the urgent search along the Kansas-Oklahoma border for two missing mothers who vanished the day before Easter while driving to pick up children.
They're gone, and nobody knows where they exactly went.
39-year-old Jillian Kelly, the wife of a pastor at First Christian Church in Hugoton, Kansas, was traveling with 27-year-old Veronica Butler. According to Butler's church, the two women were on their way to get Butler's children for a birthday party, but they never made the pickup.
It appears that this was not a willing incident on their own to have taken off. It looks to be that there's something more involved.
Butler's blue Kia found abandoned on the side of the road about 40 miles away in rural Texas County, Oklahoma.
There's every reason to believe that they could be in danger.
At an Easter service, prayers for their safe return.
We're going to wrap our arms around the Kelly family. We're going to love them. Lord, we lift up Jillian, we lift up Veronica, we pray for their safety.
The pastor at Butler's church describes the women more like acquaintances than friends. Tonight, their community will gather for a vigil. David?
Victor Oquendo tonight. Victor, thank you. We turn now to Baltimore tonight, and the first major step as workers there try to carefully remove what's left of that massive bridge that came down. A 200-ton piece of that bridge has now been cut away and lifted off. And what they've now done tonight to try to open that waterway. Terry Moran is on the scene for us.
Tonight, perched on giant cranes above the collapsed bridge and using powerful thermal saws, demolition crews cut and removed the first major piece of debris, more than 200 tons, 440,000 pounds.
We're talking about something that is almost the size of the Statue of Liberty.
The crews must painstakingly clear the entire span of the destroyed Francis Scott Key Bridge, piece by piece. But officials are now saying that under those murky waters, divers can't see a foot in front of them. And with the chaotic wreckage, all that mangled, intertwined steel above and below the waterline, the site is a safety nightmare.
Every time someone goes in the water, they are taking a risk. Every time we move a piece of the structure, the situation could become even more dangerous. We have to move fast, but we cannot be careless.
And that's actually just a small step forward in this monumental operation. Another milestone, workers opened a temporary 11-foot deep shipping channel, clearing a path for emergency and some small commercial vessels to use the harbor again.
Officials here made clear today that work out there is going to be harder, more dangerous, and take longer than even they originally thought. Months, probably, before the Port of Baltimore is fully open, maybe longer. On Friday, President Biden comes here to see it for himself. David?
That is still an extraordinary scene right there behind you. Terry Moran still on the scene for us. Terry, thank you. Overseas tonight, the smoldering debris, with Iran now accusing Israel of launching a deadly strike on the Iranian consulate in Syria. Iran tonight claiming 2 generals and multiple soldiers have been killed and saying they will respond. Britt Clennett tonight from Israel.
Tonight, Iran claiming it was an Israeli airstrike that reduced its consulate building to rubble in Damascus, Syria, killing 2 top Iranian military commanders. Officials say at least 7 people died as emergency responders sifted through the twisted metal looking for survivors. The multi-story building next to the embassy left in smoking ruins, reportedly hit by 6 missiles from Israeli warplanes. Iran vowing to respond tonight as tensions with Israel escalate. This as Israeli leader Benjamin Netanyahu faces the largest protest since the start of the war.
Passionate cries from the protesters calling for an election and for Netanyahu to step down.
The demonstrations at times tense, protesters clashing with officers. Some hostage families, like the grandson of Chaim Perry, taking part to voice their frustration at Netanyahu.
Do you think he will step down?
No, of course not. He's clutching the seat, his throne, and that's why we're fighting here, because he's not willing to go down.
Meanwhile, David, at least 4 people, including foreigners, were killed in a car explosion while delivering aid in northern Gaza. And we're also learning in talks between US and Israeli negotiators over a planned invasion of Rafah that Israel agreed to take civilian casualties into account. David?
Britt Clennett tracking it all from Jerusalem. Britt, thank you. Back in the U.S. tonight, and convicted murderer Alec Murdaugh, already serving a life sentence for killing his wife and son, today sentenced to 40 years in prison for financial crimes, too. The once prominent attorney pleaded guilty to conspiracy, fraud, and money laundering, stealing millions from his clients, including a $4 million insurance payment meant for the family of his housekeeper who died in a fall at the Murdaugh home. The sentence guarantees he will spend life in prison, even if his murder conviction is overturned on appeal. Tonight, fast food workers in California have been given a pay raise, a new law raising the minimum wage from $16 to $20 an hour at fast food chains with at least 60 locations nationwide. But some small business owners are feeling the pressure to compete and could raise prices to pay those workers more, passing the cost on to consumers, according to economists. When we come back here on a busy Monday night this evening, the 35-year-old former NFL star found dead in his home, and what we have now learned tonight. And the tributes pouring in for a famous actress, from Peyton Place to All My Children, in a moment. Tonight, authorities are investigating the death of a 35-year-old former NFL star, Vontae Davis, in his home just outside Miami. Police say he suffered a medical emergency, possibly. They do not suspect foul play. He played 10 seasons, mostly with the Dolphins and Colts. He retired at halftime, you'll remember, while playing for the Bills. That was in 2018. When we come back here tonight, remembering a beloved actress. To the Index, and actress Barbara Rush has died, best known for her roles in It Came from Outer Space, Peyton Place, All My Children. Her family says she died on Easter Sunday, one of her favorite holidays. Barbara Rush was 97. Powerball is now at $1 billion with a B. The drawings tonight, if you go for the cash option, by the way, $483 million. I'll see you tomorrow. Good night.